we need to pick someone inside that company. Who is going to be that first domino that falls? And we need to pick out who they're going to be. This what you're looking at is a picture of one of the grandfathers of advertising, Mr. Claude Hopkins, with one of his famous quotes of "Win one before you go after thousands." And this is one of the spots that a lot of companies I think about. I'm after corporate groups. I'm going to go after groups of people, and it's so hard to just look at this group and say, "How do I win this group?" I want you to single out a person in there. I want you to pick that first person to make those dominoes fall. And working with Lisa at Catalina, we determined that they were trying to go after the CEOs in Los Angeles to try and get that CEO out. And when we chase down that path a little further, it turns out that it's not the CEO who's going to be booking this stuff. It's 26-year-old Brittany, who's the administrative assistant, who's going to need to pass this stuff back on. So it's going to be different for these businesses. You're going to have different conversations depending on who that person is. So pick one. If it's Brittany, who's the administrative assistant, great. Then let's talk to Brittany. Let's not try to talk to everyone. Get those conversations down. And this is something that scares a lot of people, and they're afraid to pick one person because they think we're going to be ignoring other people. We're not doing that. I promise you. Adele didn't write a love song for 1 million people. Adele wrote it for one person, but 1 million people still hear it and connect with it. That's what we need to do with your messaging. So I want to give you some criteria. If you have not picked that person yet, here are the 6 criteria that I want you to write down as you have your notes ready as to how to pick that one target guest for this corporate side. Criteria number 1, it needs to be someone you can actually acquire. Let's not go after the CEO of Heinz if Heinz isn't even located inside of your city. Let's not be in Hershey, Pennsylvania and try to go after the head of Nesquik. It's just not going to line up that way. So let's focus on someone you can actually acquire, someone in that area. Who do you even already know that you may be able to start getting through this? I want to look at who's going to spend the most with you per visit as well. So let's not target a smaller company that only has 5 people in it. Let's go after the company that has 30 people, that has 60 people. Let's pick who we want to be, that we're choosing who it is. Let's go with these bigger group that we want to get. Let's not settle for smaller. I want you to choose the people who are going to come again as well. Who's going to book with you again next year? I also want you to choose for criteria number 4, who's going to tell other people. Let's not try to go after people living inside of a shell and under a rock who don't talk to anyone else. Let's find someone who's involved in a local board, who heads a networking group, who works with multiple divisions at their company. Let's pick that person if we're going to go after someone. This 5th criteria, there's certain people, I'm sorry to tell you this, there's certain people who love your tour, and there's people who hate your tour. There's people who don't want to go up in a hot air balloon. Sorry, Gabe. I'm sorry. Lisa, there's people who just don't want to taste Catalina. They just don't give a shit. Who's going to benefit the most? Your tour was made for someone. Pick that person who's really going to love this experience the most, and let's focus on winning them. Again, we're not saying other people can't take the tour. We're just focusing on the people more likely to buy from us, which is going to play into this last criteria of even who do you want to host? Who do you even want on this thing? You get to make that decision. Let's pick those companies that you want to be a part of, the ones that you maybe want to be active with, that you want to help out with their culture. Go after them. Pick those people. So use these criteria to determine one person inside of an organization and see what you can do to start getting that one person first. Again, get that first domino to fall. Stop trying to go after corporate groups and just go after a corporate group, right? No S, singular group.